Welcome back, guys, to day 3 of backtesting until I am a profitable trader. So today is Sunday, 27th April, 14 minutes to 9 p.m. and we're going to do some backtesting, like maybe for an hour, but the recording part will be some minutes so that I don't take long on the camera, or you won't watch this for long, so that I don't make you stuck on the screen. But I guess that will be what the video entails. So let's go with session 16. Session 16, its properties are, let me show you some of the properties. It was in the Trump 45th mandate. We are trying to trade in that mandate to see how the markets were, so that we can relate it to how the market is behaving these days, because Trump is president and we are in 2025, so no doubt. So let's go to session 16 quickly. Great, so let me start with Euro USD maybe. Alright, so you can see we had a good trade yesterday in backtesting, and let's see if we can make some good trades today as well. So I'll be removing these levels. I won't be needing them. Sorry, nope, won't be needing this today. Remove some levels that we don't need. This one as well, and this one. Let's go to the 2-hour time frame and see some other levels might need to delete. So we have this 4-hour block. We can't remove that, but this has been already used, so we won't need that. Alright, so what are we going to do right here? So let's go to the daily time frame. And regarding yesterday's analysis, I think you remember that we were going to shift. As you can see it right here, we have started creating signs of trying to go higher, and when we look on the weekly time frame, we had buy side liquidity, a daily order block, and if market could take out buy side rebalance, then go up to the daily order block, and that would be some movement like this one, rebalance, then the order block, and if it's to go higher, then it will continue and take out all this liquidity. If it's to go lower, then take all this liquidity and continue below. So what do we do first? We mark up, we determine the bias. So let's go to lower time frame. As of now, you can see that it is bullish, but in a small corrective move. So let's go to the 4-hour. In the 4-hour, you can see a good order block. We can see market heading lower, trying to head a bit lower, and in this internal structure, you can see that shorts are being shut down, whereas longs or buys are the long-term ones. So let's go to the 2-hour again. You can see that buy side was swept here, creating BOS. Right, buy side liquidity sweep. Right, so if we are to retrace to this order block before moving higher, we should look for some short-term sales, then head to this order block right here. Let's go to the 1-hour. So this day was currently this day was currently Thursday, 2nd February 12. So I think then, since we took a trade on this day, let's look for one on a Friday, I guess. So Friday, or no need to wait for Friday. Let's look if we can get a trade in the PM session. So let's go to the 30-minute. 30-minute. Okay. Let's zoom this a little bit. Alright. So we'll wait for the lunch hour to pass. It's currently 12:30. So maybe let's wait for 13. You can see a healthy retracement to upside right here. Maybe if we go to a lower time frame, we'll find a fair value gap retracement, and then we head lower, and bam, we can see that we have a 30-minute fair value gap inside here, this one here. So actually this trade would have been even longer if we held it down to this order block, which will give us almost a 5 risk to reward. So it's a 4.55 risk to reward. So this would have been a really good trade for holders. So maybe we'll try also adding to the stack how to hold trades for a long time and over the lunch hour. And by holding it, it would have taken like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Not bad. All right, so you can see we've entered an order block, but internally, let's see, a fair value gap internally, which has an order block under it. So let's wait and see how it goes. This is 30-minute fair value gap. Now let's play it. Okay, was market showing some signs of rejection, but still not rejecting it. Okay, was invalidated. You can see that now we are in this order block. So we'll use this one right here. So if the market breaks it, then we'll use it as a breaker block on a Friday setup. So Friday has already arrived, and this is to turn into a breaker block because you can see it has been invalidated. So to the 15-minute now. So let's mark up the times that we need 8:30 right here. We need to catch to see the liquidity in 9:30. We also need to see how the sessions play out. So I think I'll activate the session indicator for some minutes. Or no need, we'll look it by the eye. Okay, so market retraces higher, tries to go lower again, and by 8:30 it rallies above order block, as you can see. And let's mark our liquidity points as New York session is starting. So we have London session starting at 3, which starts at 3, and London session low is here. So we have our London session low right here. We have the high that London session created would be somewhere like, okay, since London starts here in the 2, like at 2, this would be the high that London would have created. So this is a London high. These are the liquidity points that we have. And as market goes higher, you can see that since we're in the downtrend, we have this internal order block and this internal one. So let me mark them up so that we can't miss them. We have this one right here, but I want to mark up this one. So if market reacts to it, going to the downside, then we would look for a sell, going to look for the lows until we reach this 4-hour order block on the external structure. Okay, put on the 5-minute. Go. Okay, you can see a good rejection. Let's go to the 5-minute now and see if we get an entry opportunity. So sweep above. Market doesn't want to do a shift, but you can see that this liquidity above the highs was swept. Okay, we're waiting for a fair value gap so that we can enter off of it. So market doesn't want to go lower. Let's see, wait for a fair value gap retracement and look for a liquidity level being targeted. So going to the 15-minute, you can see that the recent buy side liquidity we have is this one. So this is when we would consider shifting our bias, but without forgetting that this higher time frame POI has to be respected as well. So this would be a short-term trade. This is a fair value gap retest, small fair value gap retest, and we have buy side here as well. So let's see if we can get an entry. It's currently 11:15, 5-minute, and let's place a small trade over here. This right here, we target 1 to 2.75. Okay, so let's play it and see. swept out. Let's see what went wrong here. So we wanted the market to go to the buy side liquidity, and what was the time right here? It was 11, almost lunch hour, and market started chopping up, going higher, going lower, going higher, going lower, and all of a sudden we were stopped out. So let's look what levels the market will be reacting to. This order block, yep, respected. It's 15-minute order block, and it started rolling lower and lower. We also have our breaker right here, broken, retest, and going higher. Let's see. So I guess this day gave us no opportunities to enter, but let's keep looking further and further. Okay, now it's Monday, and we have this gap right here, recent gap created on Friday. Market broke it, and it went to the 30-minute breaker block. Let's go to the 1 hour, to the 2 hour now. Let's see how it was going. Okay, market ended up breaking the breaker block and heading towards our 4 hour order block. I mean, the bias was correct, but something is right off with our entries. So let's look how to get an entry on that day now. We won't need this. I select the both of them. So on the 2 hour, you can see that the market is heading for the order block. So let's go to the 1 hour. You can see that market swept liquidity right here, shifted structure, retested a POI, and then headed lower. This would have been a swing trade, but unfortunately we don't swing. But let's go to the 15-minute and look for some entries. So basically we are trading towards this POI and looking to sweep up this low right here, but the good trade would have been in London session, because you can see as London session started, it retested the fair value gap, created another block, then went lower. This other block was later retested by this week, as you can see, then continued lower, created a small fair value gap in here, tested it, then went lower. So London session is really a good one, even though we sped it up. So let's keep going lower. You can see that market now retested a bit, but let's see if we can enter off of this. Can we? You can take a small one. It will be like a 1-to-1, like wanting to go right here, but since this liquidity was taken, there's a low chance of it. This would be a very low probability trade, which I wouldn't advise to take on a live account or on a big account. It's a low risk trade, because I believe if the liquidity has been taken out, then the market will start looking for new liquidity points to target. So this would have been our good liquidity point where we'll be targeting, but let's play this and see how it reacts so that we can learn from it. Okay, so it went lower, then it went higher and stopped us out as we were predicting. So this wouldn't have been a good trade according to me. You can see it printing, going higher and higher and higher after sweeping the liquidity. So notes for today: we should mark up our liquidity points well. As I said yesterday and yesterday but one, liquidity points matter, and make sure you take profit at your liquidity points where you are targeting the next liquidity, not just the levels. Target the liquidity point and then get your dough, and that's all. So I think that was all for today. I'll keep on updating you and taking more lessons from backtesting, and until we meet again, be safe.